creations, and here I'm just going to show you some of the things I've been working on with my clay. Some of the results from early on aren't as good as the ones later. I am improving. Still haven't quite got there with some things, but I am improving. First of all, I'm going to show you my turtles and some of the actual items I did. And before I go on to some of the beads and things like that. So first of all, I did this turtle. It's not the best. I did design the turtle myself, and I don't think the shape of the turtle's too bad. Maybe the legs are a little bit big, but I don't think all in all it's too bad. As for the execution of the pattern and the definition on the top, it could be tidier. I was still learning with picking up, and the clay was very warm and sticky, so it was difficult to place down. So I think in the future I need to leave it and before I put it down, or wait until it's a cooler day. So this is a kaleidoscope cane I've done in the middle, followed by petal canes and flower canes around the outside, a paw print clay, cane, and then some swirly canes used for the head and around the edges of the feet. So that's that one. I then started to do some smaller ones, and I found a mould, so I did some moulds, and basically I just cut out the mould. This is not the perfect one. I just left this red though because it wasn't too bad. I quite liked it, the colour of it. So just miso powdered it and clear and glossed it with oh, its legs just fallen off with polyacrylic. Its legs just dropped off. It's no good. I'll have to sort that out. So then I decided I would cover them, because I've seen, I think it's Susan on Turtle Soup on YouTube. She makes lovely little turtles, and I wanted to try and copy that effect. So I started off with something like this. Now, it's not a terrible mistake. The backs need work. I don't know whether to leave the backs like that or whether to cover the backs. I don't know. Susan covers all her backs. I've got a new knife since I've done these, which works a lot better. And I've got a much better quality clay. This is a very sticky clay that I got, so it's very difficult to put them down. Although on this one it's not too bad. I've used spiral canes and I've used paw print canes. I also made this bug. Now this is a bug that I made the shape and everything myself, and I'm not too disappointed with the shape. I think that's fine. But then what I've covered it with, I'm not 100% sure of. Well, it's not necessarily what I covered it with, it's just not been executed very cleanly. I did put these lines in here to make it look more like a wing, but I think it's just spoilt it. And then underneath I just covered it in a petal leaf cane. So that's my bug. Going on back onto the turtles, I did this one. And what I was finding, it was very difficult. I'll show you another one as well. Very difficult to keep this bit here intact whilst you were doing the head and the arms. So I think this one's actually been done. I think I've actually done the head and the arms early on this one, so it's not quite as squashed as what it could be. Again, I've not done the underside. But this is a checkerboard cane. There's a leaf cane around the outside, then checkerboard and bubble. So that's, I'm not too disappointed with that one. This was the one that I did the top half first before I did the legs, and this is why we've got this slightly squashed effect on the top. It's because I was holding it like that in order to do, so the petals got a bit squashed, and because that you couldn't see the proper, that is what's underneath there, and you couldn't really see that because it squashed the petals to a length to cover it over. Although it doesn't look horrible, I quite like the effect I've come out with at the top. Not sure on whether I like the arms and the head. The head's not too bad, but I'm not sure on the rest. But you know, as I say, it's all experimental. and I'm using the canes that I've got and just practicing really. This one came out not too bad, and I think with this one I actually did the head and the arms and legs first. I then used a petal cane that I had, squashed it into like an oval shape to fit the shape of the shell, and then again glossed it. This one is covered with a checkerboard at the bottom, and then I rolled it so that it was nice and flat, and it's given this sort of just coloured, slightly checkered, squashed look to it. Then did this one, and I'm not too disappointed with this one. These are petal canes. If anything, they're a little bit thickly cut. These are spiral canes. And then this, I love the shell. This is a petal cane which has been rolled in a gold clay, and I think the effect has been quite nice. And because I used the petals, I was able to give it this shell effect on the top of this shell, which I really liked. And then on the bottom I used a petal cane to cover the whole of the bottom and round the sides, so that there's none of this dark muddy grey clay that you're getting on some of these others. And I wasn't too disappointed with that one. Again, you can see there is some improvement. You may not like them still, and as I say, they're way from perfect, but they are improving. And then finally there's this one, and again I did the legs and the head first on this one, so you can see there's a much less squashed look to the shell. I used the petal cane again with a checkerboard cut into triangles, again to keep the shape of the shells, the effect that you get on a turtle shell. And then I put a petal cane right on the top for that central focal point. I haven't covered the bottom yet, and I'm not sure whether I will, but that's that one. I then had to go to teddy bear again. I cut the teddy bear out, and I think I could have done with using smaller canes, especially these big round ones. Cut it into smaller. This is supposed to be the nose there. I'm going to put some eyes on it, little ears with petals. We've got paws for the paws, and then petals again for its belly, which I raised up slightly so it has a little protruding belly. I'm going to give it a dicky bow, I think, wrap some ribbon round it. The back needs tidying up. It's going to need sanding down that back. I have glossed it, but looking at it again, it needs some work doing just to blend it all together. Nice rosy cheeks, but it's not a total disappointment. But again, it's one of those that I'm learning. It's a learning curve, and it's all given me practice. Again, this clay was very sticky, which I think is why I'm not getting a clean finish. Now when I used the clay that was better quality clay, I had to play with some hearts, and this is the first one I did. And this is using a flower cane, which has been cut into petals again, and then these long leafy type cane. It is on a muddy background, and I wasn't sure whether to keep that or not, and I'm still not sure. I might paint it and see how that turns out, or I could add miso powder to the top of it. I'm not sure yet. It has been glossed, so it would need to be re-glossed, and it's slightly wonky, but I suppose that's not an issue. It was the way it laid on there. And then did this one, which I covered the original heart in a red clay, made it deeper, and then I add these petals to it and two leaf canes here. That's not quite as long as the others. I was pleased with that one. I actually quite liked it. What I did was just pinch the edges of the petals and put them down, and I actually don't mind that one. I think it would make a nice brooch or cover minder. This one, a little bit bulky, especially these leaves at the back here, but I quite like the shape of them. I thought they were a bit unusual, a bit fantasy type, and then the single flower in the centre. Again, this was very sticky, so it was hard to define the petals, but it's not come out too bad, and I'd say no flower's perfect really. So that's the other heart. Then finally I did two more just by covering them in cane. So this one is a checkerboard cane, and I just filled it all in using the checkerboard, using, you know, like square, round it and squared, and just went round until I covered the middle. And I did something similar with this, but I layered this, so we had the two big spirals here, and then I had some smaller spirals I rolled out, and I used them across the middle to make this sort of flower effect. And I don't mind that one, it's dark, but some people like these dark colours. And again, I don't know whether it would be right for a pendant, and I would need to sort the back out for a pendant. I might see whether I can make a or find a mount for it that might work well. I'm hoping you can see all this. So that's this is what I did a while ago. I don't know whether you've seen this. It's a donut focal bead. This again was petals and swirls and that, and then the underside was all bullseye cane. It's a bit bulky, and it could have been smoothed down a little bit more. And again, that was one of the first attempts I did at using this sort of technique. And you can see there's a big improvement with some of these that I've done. I then used I made this flower with just petals. I put a chunky back on it, and then laid the petals inside, and then put a little bit of red in the centre. I think would be nicer if it had another layer of petals round there, just to hide these big gaps, some slightly smaller petals clubbed together a bit more. I think that would have made a nicer effect. And then we could put some rhinestones in the centre rather than just clay. So I might add stuff to that one. Again, it would need Sculpey, just to give it something to adhere to. This I really like. This is what they call an Natasha bead, and basically you make you just roll the clay up and twist it with different colours in your end pieces, and then cut it in half and half again, and add those two halves together, and then you smooth it off to make whatever you want really. And I thought this would make a cool surfboard, or what do they call them with the wheels on? Skateboard. If I could get some little wheels from a car or something like that, put them underneath and add a magnet, that would make a little skateboard cover minder. I then had to go with some beads, and I made all these beads. Now some of them, like these, they were very sticky. The finish isn't wonderful. You can see it's a bit rough. It's got fingerprints in it. And they were done with my hands. I've since then gotten acrylic blocks, and I'm getting a much nicer finish. This is another Natasha bead. I've added pendant clasp to that. It's got gold leaf in it. It's made of pinks and reds, and I really like that. And the back as well looks really nice. So I quite like that chunky little pendant. This one is an older one. I don't know whether I've seen that before. This one's actually got its hole through, so you'll need to put a wire or a necklace through that to dangle on. I thought it would make a nice little charm hanging off the end of a bracelet, or even just a small pendant. The back is a little bit untidy, but it still has a nice pattern to it. But I love this pattern. It almost looks like there's a little cat's face in there. I don't know whether you can see it here. Little white. I really like the pattern that made. I did these pods, but I've just glossed them. I think I've shown you these before. Now these came out really well with layering the petal canes. I was really pleased with them. The colours aren't everybody's cup of tea, but people out there do like this green. So they're earrings. I had lots of these colour beads, which I intend to make into a bracelet. And they've come out really, some of them have come out with a proper nice swirl to them. Like that one there, it's got a nice swirl to it and it's slightly flattened. The same with that one, but that's nice and pointy, and I really like these beads that are swirl beads, I think they call them, or lentil beads. I think they're more the eel lentil because they're slightly squashed, but these ones here with the points on, I really like those. And then I did some larger ones which were slightly flattened, and then I also did these egg-shaped ones. I thought they would make earrings, but they're not quite the same, so I think what I'll do is use them as like dangles or charms or something. I then did a variety of different blues and purples, which I'll show you those. These have come out lovely. They've come out really nice, and then the blue swirls on the blue. These with the gold and the metallic clays in them have come out beautiful. This is like a gold with the greens, turquoises in, and browns, and that's just rolling away. It's come out lovely. I'm really pleased with that one. And then this one had a lot more colour in it. It had some gold leaf in it, some gold clay, orange blues, and it's come out just so colourful. It's really pretty. I think that'll make a nice pendant. Then there's a few of these orangey swirly brown ones that I made in various different sizes, and then there's slight colour variations. Some of them are more thicker blocks, whereas others have got a more of a mixed colour to them. These ones are some of my favourite. These are a bronze and a brown and a greeny turquoisey clay, and this it's also got like a touch of brown reds in it running through the bronze, and I think they're just that slightly metallic look with a green. The contrast is just, I really like those. So I think what I'll do is I'll make a hanging pendant using 3 different sizes and hang them. I'll show you what I've done. I have done some of those already, so that's my plan for those. I've shown you that one. This one I really liked. It had a petal cane in it, and it's really looked like a feather. It's come out looking like a feather. Right, quite a vivid pink, and then you've got this on the other side as well. Again, that was a sticky clay, and I used my hands with that one. I think, no I didn't. I think, well, I did use my hands, and then we're picking it up. And then this one is a similar sort of batch with the yellow, but there was more predominantly yellow and green in this one. And again, it's brought out this flower pattern on the side. This one was using, I just covered it like I would the turtle or the thing, and then smoothed it down. This was a kaleidoscope cane, and then like different petals and things that I made the kaleidoscope cane with, I used in to make the point, and that would make a pendant, I suppose. I'm not overly pleased with the finish, but somebody might like it. There's a heart there, that's just a plain red heart that I used up some resin with. This is another Natasha bead with the golds and the bronzes. I've left it like a coffee bead on the other side. So, and that's brought a lovely circle in the centre. So then I started making some there's a heart made with a Natasha bead type idea, and I just shaped it into a heart, and it's kept its crack at the back, which I quite like actually, this divide. So that's that other heart. So I think I've shown you majority of those beads. Oh, this is cute. This is again like a very tiny version of that, and again you've got that like feathery appearance to that petal, so they'll look nice together, I think, hanging from one another. And then I did some pendants, just some single pendants. Some single pendants, the really pointy ones with a swirl on, and they're in 2 shades of green with a bit of blue in. I then had to go making a dangling pendant, or what I'm calling a dangling pendant, again with a larger and a smaller one, and then it's just using a hook and 2 loop chains and another hook. You see that? And then as you turn it round, you've got different effects because it's not the same on any side, so that's nice. I then did another, and the bottom of this one has another pendant, but the bottom of it got dropped on the floor, and can I find it anywhere? I've got a stripy carpet and I can't find it. So I'll eventually find the bottom of that. I did these little earrings, made these into earrings. Nothing special about those. This one is just a bead I'm going to make into a pendant. I really like the colours in this, the pinks, the reds, and then that dash of gold running through there. And again, it's like a pointy pendant, so it'll make a nice pendant. So that's that one. Then I did a 3 dangle. And this is the gold, and this is this one this time, rather than the greens, it had the blues and browns and turquoise in, and it had more of the gold than the copper. And this bottom one, it's more just plain clear without the gold in, but it had very similar colours, so I've added it as an extra one at bottom. So that's your dingle dangle. I then did dangly, more dangles, earrings with the browns and oranges, and I intend to make a pendant to go with those, again with a dangle of those 2 there. Whoops, oh, they like to roll away, these beads though, those 2 there. We also have that one, so I might make a triple dangle. This one has come away from its hook, some of the hooks have come off, so this one here is a dangling pendant as well, so it just needs its hooks refixing and tightening up. So that's going to dangle there. And then this, I'm really quite pleased with this. This is a bracelet, and all I've done is took the sides and put hooks in either end side, and then used 3 loop rings to tie it together and give it extra length, because I only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beads, but it obviously needs that little bit extra length. It's got a lobster claw clasp, and it has a little charm dangling, which is just a little leaf cane that I cut off, and these are the ends of that cane. So that's that bracelet, and it hangs lovely on your wrist, and it's a decent size. I can put that over my hand, but some people who have maybe slightly bigger hands, well, I've got really small hands, so people who've got bigger hands than me, like my daughter, would need to use the clasp. So I'm quite pleased with that. I'm really quite pleased with that. Let me know what your thoughts are. And that's all that I've been playing with today. If you see anything you like, it is for sale, but obviously I'm not asking silly prices, especially for the turtles and the teddy bear and that. Some of the jewellery will be a little bit more, but I'm still not asking. I'm open to offers. Offer me a price. As long as you pay postage and packaging, the price is negotiable. Okay, so as I've said before, please think about continuing to watch my channel. I like to show you things that I've experimented with, and this channel is about experimentation. I am not a perfect crafter, and clay is a very, very new craft to me. So I'm watching a lot of other YouTube channels and other YouTube presenters who do clay, who do fantastic, beautiful stuff with clay, and I'm learning from them. So please just continue, if you want to continue watching me progress and practice and improve through my clay. I also do resin, which I am much better at, and quilling and cross stitch, knitting, crocheting, diamond painting, of course. How can I forget diamond painting? I've been diamond painting for 6 years now, and I love it. But I love sort of I have to keep changing what I do, because I do have bipolar and I have a very short attention span. So trying to keep me focused on one particular craft is very difficult. So I tend to mix it up a little bit. And at the moment I'm on clay. I will be going back to resin very soon, because I've got some people who want orders for resin. So I will be doing that. I was asked to do a pendant in these colours, which I've done, and now the lady said she doesn't really wear jewellery, so she doesn't want them. So that's fair enough. Somebody else is more than happy to have them. That's fine by me. But she has ordered some coasters instead. So on that note, I'm going to love you and leave you. Please remember to pass on a smile if you get the opportunity to. And I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.